You're listening to the audio-only version of Cocktails with Cav, the popular video cast streamed live only on X. Follow us here on Spotify or on X at Cav Literature.
Oh, happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to another great Cocktails with Cav show where we bring the author meet and greet to you. It's just like going to Barnes and Nobles, except you get to stay at home in your underwear and maybe even find your next great read. Oh, we have a great show tonight, an incredible humorist and satire novelist from Finland. This show's going to be worth the watch. A little bit of quick housekeeping, please check the links in the description. Please consider supporting the show so we can continue to bring you all these great indie creators from around the world. Cheap cup of coffee is all it takes at our Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Also, please check our merch page out. A lot of good swag. Also a great way to support the show and spread the word. So please check it out. Well, enough of all of that. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the stage the incredible author, K.A. Ashcomb. Oh, K.A., so glad you could finally make it on Cocktails with Cav. Coming to us from Finland, are you?
Yeah, from Finland. It's 10 o'clock here, so it's nice to see you and meet you.
Oh, that's it. I know we had some time coordination problems. I tell you,
yeah.
I get flustered. I have such great guests from all over the world, and I get confused and miss them sometimes in the time zone.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult, and it's so spread apart. It's midday there, and it's night here.
Well, the beauty of technology, I guess. That's why we get together and get to bring everybody you and your incredible work. I tell you, I was so happy to get to know you on X, and I was fascinated. I think when I messaged you, I was telling you how fascinated I was by your approach to your work and the psychological kind of diving you do on the human brain, so.
Thank you. It's glad to hear that someone noticed that. It's always has been a fascination of mine why we behave as we do and why we do things like we do. And so that's showing in my writing and what I want to put out there.
Oh, well, it is. And it's incredible. And probably I'm just cheap. I'm always trying to find free therapy,
That's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm all about the personal growth.
Yeah, we all are.
That's it. Well, look, I tell you what, K.A., we love to get the audience to know the creators, kind of build that relationship with them, because I really want everybody to get to know you and, maybe start enjoying some of this great work that I got fascinated by. So please, by all means, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you arrived to the creativity you're at now.
Oh, that's a difficult question and a wonderful one too. I don't know. As I said before, I have always been fascinated about how we behave and what we do and how our society is structured, and so I draw my inspiration there. I write about stories I'm curious about. I want to write about things that I want to understand and study how they come together and why we behave like this and why our society is like that. So that has always inspired me. And with all my books, I choose a subject I want to study, and then I write about it, and the characters come together, and the plot goes all over the place, and then I try together, and I think I come less aware, less knowledgeable about human behavior because it's still perplexing and I don't understand it.
Well, I found that over my multiple decades of living too. It's true. The more you think you know about people, we're a fascinating species, to say the least.
Yeah, that's true. More you know, and the more you are like, I don't know anything about why we do it, how we do. So
that's it. And I tell you, you have an incredible blog. I know. and we'll definitely talk about your work, your books, and that you have, and one coming out in September, which I'm real excited about. But you also, as part of your website, and ladies and gentlemen, the links will all be in the description of the show for you. But just an incredible blog that you're so well versed in, like you said, talking about books you've read and different events that you like to analyze. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your blog and how you got started in that and how that's going? Because I know it's pretty prolific.
Yeah. I have two things I used to write. I write in my blog is book reviews of the books I read. I'm very versatile reader, so I just pick a book that piques interest at the time, and then I review it. I want to put my own thoughts about the book and what I think about the subjects, or if there's some societal issue, I ponder about it in my book reviews. Or if it's a fictional book, I write about what it felt or what I think about it and how it made me think about some issues it brought up. And other things I write are short stories. I write them in one sitting to test my abilities or get an idea out of my head. Like I heard the train going past and it made me think mechanical machines, and I wanted to write about mechanical machines.
And I tell you, that's the one thing I noticed about the blog that fascinated me is you don't really have a focus on one genre or whatever. It's really, what interests you. I imagine and we just did a big forum on artificial intelligence. I imagine that piques your interest too, and things. But it seems to run the gamut on your blog.
Yeah, it's. I think. When I was younger, I used to be more focused on fantasy or some genre I like it by. But when I started writing, I felt like I became more curious about everything, and I wanted to understand and know about everything. And so I started reading from fact books about everything I could find, about biology or philosophy or economy or I don't know what is called psychology. Yeah, I wanted to understand everything because everything felt so open or so undefined, and everything fueled my writing. So that's why I read from every genre, and my blog is all over the place.
But no, and I tell you, it's, despite your description of it as all over the place, like I said, it's a nice wide variety, but you focus on aspects, like you said, and I think that's one of the things that fascinated me was, how it all ties into how human beings behave and think, and it's just really, really an interesting take. And kind of like we said earlier, you never cease to learn something new about what humans are capable of, right?
Yeah, right. And I think it's because of my childhood. I was always so baffled about human behavior, why people did what they did, and I did ask about them, and they answered that it's normal or this is how we do things, and it felt like, I don't know why we do this actually. So maybe it's part of that why I read everything. I want to understand, because I found everything we do like a mystery or something that we shouldn't take for granted.
Right. And one of the things that struck me is you're probably more well-read than most people when it comes to these topics, though. Has there been any one particular thing that stood out to you that you kind of base all your analysis on when you're reviewing things or thinking about how people are reacting or acting?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm an occupational therapist as my profession, and
your day job, like we say in America.
Yeah, day job. Yeah, day job. Yeah, and through it, I have always felt that we often think about human behavior that it's inherited. It comes from inside us. But more I read and more I learn about how we behave, how our societal issues go, and how we react. It's more about environment. It's more about reaction to other people, what has happened to us, to our history, what we can do now, how our environments help us or constrict us. So I think that's something I think I have started to, how I started to view the world now. It's all about environment. It's not all about who we are. It's an interplay of those two.
Well, I could definitely see how it'd be very helpful to maybe for a person to self-analyze, I guess, for lack of a better terms, their environment and recognize, okay, what's helped, what's hurt, you know, and that I don't think a lot of people spend a lot of time delving that deep, you know. They're just scrolling through 15-second videos.
Yeah, that's true. But I do that too. I need to take my brain off and watch something funny or cat's doing something
that's it.
Cute.
Well, I'll tell you, that is an interesting take on everything. I'll tell you what. Okay, I have to go refill my cocktail. We'll take a quick mid-roll break. But look, when we come back, please, let's get into some of your work, your books that you've had out. But more importantly, you have a new one coming out in September. And let's let people get to know about it.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you.
All right. Oh, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick mid-roll break. Look, if you haven't checked it out already, download the new XTV app on your smart TV. Follow us, and you can catch all of our great shows, including Cocktails with Cav, as well as our other fun show, After Hours Live. You can catch them on the big screen. I tell you what, just go to your smart TV store or apps download center and just type in XTV app, and it'll pull up for you, and you can link your X account and start enjoying all the great content on XTV. We look forward to seeing you there. Give us a follow. Okay, thanks for hanging with me through the break. I had to go refresh my gin. It's midday over here. I know you said it's nighttime there in Finland, but we're so I'm day drinking. Don't judge.
I won't judge. I have my drink too.
Oh, what are you enjoying over there?
I have my kombucha.
Ooh.
Yes,
sounds exotic.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, right before we went and took that short break, I'd really love for the audience to get to know your work. Of course, you have books of your own on Amazon in addition to your blog, and like I said, those links will all be in the descriptions for everybody. But yeah, if you could, why don't you take everybody through the great little body of work you have going. I know you have Worth of Luck. You want to tell us a little about your work, and we'll go through it, and leading up to the big excitement of the newly released one that's coming out in September.
Yeah, I would love that. Okay, Worth of Luck. That was my first book about. It was in the series, the Glorious Mishap series. So I wanted to examine what if luck was a currency? What if luck was base of the whole society? So I invented this little cults that pray for cards to give them luck and compete against each other to win over or get ahead or get power over the society. So it started there and escalated to this war over a bookshop.
What inspired that story? Just the feeling of luck in general in society, or?
Yeah, feeling of luck in general in society, because I think it's a important part. We always say that our achievement are because what we do and how much we work, but I think luck plays an important part, and if we forget that, then we don't. We kind of how do you say it? We attach misfortune to those who aren't able to do as much as we can, or I don't know. I cannot now find the words what I want to say, but I'd say that it's not always about how hard we work. It's sometimes about misfortune and luck, how we get ahead.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time thinking about that myself, and I've always been fascinated by the idea of I guess it's the old story, gentleman forgets his keys on the way out to work to catch the bus, and runs back in for 3 seconds, grabs his keys, and then gets hit by a car. Had it not been for the keys,
Yeah, everything could be different, and that's possible. I think sometimes it's a luck. I like this one. You contacted me, and it's lucky that my book is coming out next month, and I'm reaching a wider audience maybe because of it. I find
of course.
Lucky.
You're on Cocktails with Cav, the greatest author show ever.
Yeah. So luck plays a very important role in our life.
That's it. And then your next one, I know I was really fascinated by this one, Penny for Your Soul.
Yeah. It's about bankers and banking crisis. I graduated in the midst of the last banking crisis, and it was very difficult to find a job after that. And so I wanted to write about that. And I did research. I read about books about economy and banking and everything. And then it came this undead industry, and I situated everything on this place, Necropolis, with undead workers and ghosts and necromancers leading the whole society. And
almost like the U.S. government.
Yeah, almost like the U.S. government. Yeah, you might find some references there.
Oh, well, that's great. And I know you had mechanics of the past, and by all means, please, tell us about that one.
That's about past, about friendship and family relationships, and it's about industrial revolution. How society is shaped about the machines they are bringing forth, but it's also about, like I said, about family past. So there's this brother and sister who are coming together, and there's a conflict between them. So they have to recognize what their family were like and how it influenced their behavior, who they are now. So it's more personal than maybe Penny for Your Soul or Foot of Luck.
Oh, okay. And then last but certainly not least, I know we want everybody to get all excited, but it's coming out in September, and really the Council of the Dead.
Yeah.
Liquid Hair Publishing. It coming out in September, but please, drum us up for this one, will you?
We are back at Necropolis with the undeads and the ghouls and ghosts, and I have to add philosophical ghosts, because they are like these poetic creatures who can think about how universes are made. But this one is about about machines and institutions having power over citizenships. So there's this necromantic council who rules the necromancers and who rule the necropolis through that. And they want to control Petula Upwood, their leader, and she is struggling over to have the rule as she wants, and she has to figure out everything, how the machines fit into the society, how undead fit into the society. And there is this maker Otis who has made this machine, and he's trapped in the council's prison cell. And everyone wants Otis and his machine that can make anything come true.
Well, I tell you, that's seems timely at the moment, but in great almost science fiction genre style, right? I think it speaks a lot to what I think we're all
I think it's
fascinated with and going through. Yeah,
it is. And the machine of all machines, as I call what Odyssey is making, is that it's come from Finnish mythology, Sampo. We have this lore about this machine that can grind gold and wheat, and there was this two characters wanting to obtain it. So I'm basing on it there, but bringing it in a modern time, using it more like this cornucopian machine that can fulfill our wishes, and in a society that is greedy and selfish.
Well, and I tell you, that's something people probably definitely need to get a hold of when it comes out and check it out, because I'm sure it speaks to it's like artificial intelligence we had mentioned a little earlier. Apparently it's going to solve all of the world's problems right before it kills us all. So that's going to be good,
First problem is solved, but then we die.
Yes, exactly. So, what was that comedian? How many movies do you have to watch before you know how this turns out? Oh, well, I'll tell you what, K.A., I am so appreciative that you've been able to finally make it on the show. And, come tell us a little bit about yourself, let people get to know you. And also, by all means, ladies and gentlemen, please give her a follow on X. Her screen name links will be in the description as well. But that's how I got to know her. Wonderful person to engage with. Just fun to talk to, but also, like I said, a great body of work. Not only her blog, that the links will be in the description, but also, of course, all her books that we mentioned on Amazon, available on, or wherever you get your fine reading material. But most importantly, everybody get ready to look forward for the Council of the Dead coming out in September. And I know I darn sure am. So, K.A., I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you having me here. It was so much fun to talk to you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, finish out the rest of your beautiful evening in Finland. I'll finish out the rest of my afternoon.
Yeah.
But K.A., again, thank you. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Thank you.